words. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So, in case everyone doesn't know already, which I think everyone does, if you follow me on any type of social media, you would have seen her face everywhere.
Yes, because
you're just fabulous.
And family.
And family.
Blended family.
Basically. So I'm gonna write her name here. But this is Tori, guys.
Hi guys.
So a month ago, I done a relationships vlog, Q&A, answered questions, just a generic one, and I started editing it and I accidentally wiped everything.
Because that's true done.
Right, so here we are again, square one, but this time I thought I would do it with Tori. I had you guys send me in loads of questions and some of them are really interesting. So me and Tori think similarly, but we actually don't at the same time. If that makes sense. Yeah.
We do have differing opinions.
Yeah, so it will be quite good to hear both points of views. And Tori is 5 years older than me. 5 years older than me as well. So in terms of experiences,
basically like a mother.
she's like my big sister slash mum. So because of her experiences as well, it'll also be good to get my point of view from someone who's going through it maybe more now, and then her point of view from like an extra 5 years on top. The first question is, can you cope with a very busy man?
Is that going to be directed to me for a moment?
Okay, let's get your answer. Can you cope with a very busy man?
Yes. So I know everybody's kind of got their different perceptions on this, and I personally wrote a blog post the other week about I don't want a guy who has time for me. And my purpose behind that being is I've dated an extremely busy man, and I'm very grateful for this experience because it did give me a different perspective. I before had relationships where it's quite easy to get used to seeing that person every day. Especially when you first get into a relationship, you want to spend your time with that person.
All the time.
You know what I mean? Especially if you've got that time. Whereas if they're busy, you remain focused on what you've got to do. Do you know what I mean? You don't get distracted. So for me, I would rather see someone, even if I only get to see them like for one weekend a month and have quality time with them, than to be seeing them all the time for us to lose our direction,
I agree.
to lose our focus.
So I've experienced a busy person in relationships, both someone that is and someone that isn't. And for me, I definitely would say I'd rather date someone that is a busy man, because again, it means that I can focus on what I need to focus on. We're both on our hustle, both on our grind, and then we make time for each other. So then the time we make for each other is a lot more special. It means more. We don't take it for granted. Whereas if he's not busy and he's just there, what are you doing with your life, bro?
I do think it's always worth
ambition.
pointing out as well, though, like there is a thin line between somebody who
there's a thin line between
busy
busy and too busy.
And yeah, exactly that. Like, and sometimes you might have to call them out and be like, yo, like
make some time.
Yeah, because you don't want to get pied off. Like, you don't want to be made a mug and just like, God, I've done this, where you just make justifications for somebody when the fact is you're not a priority in their life.
So there's one thing you need to accept is when you are a busy person coming from two busy people, it's okay to have the top 3 priorities. It's okay if you're number 1, 2 or 3. You're still a priority. So I think it like don't be disheartened if you're dating someone that's busy and
be too much
you're
of a
not
diva.
Just
like, it's hard again. There's a balance, because
communication.
Okay, there we go. That's the number 1 thing. Because you know what, if a guy texts me and says, yo T, like thinking about you, but I'm around
really
for the
busy.
next 5 days, do you know what, I'm not thinking about you no more.
Enjoy your day.
Yeah, get on with what you're doing.
I'll send you a little good night text,
for real. Whereas if you just go missing, I'm sitting there and I'm like, and then I'm getting distracted. So yeah,
key.
Busy man, yes. Communication has to be a factor.
Would you date a guy who's between 13 to 20 years older than you? I'll answer first. Yes. One of my exes was, God, I mean, it's not between 13 and 20 years, but one of my exes was significantly older than me. I think maybe 9 years older than me, which isn't to me really anything. So my question is, I'm now 23. Would I date someone that was 36 onwards? Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see why not. I think she's laughing because she's experienced this. We're going to get onto her in a minute. But I definitely would.
I think maturity is different to age.
But do you not think maturity comes with age?
Not necessarily. I think...
Because why? Because you think that you can be 50 years old and really immature still?
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
So I've dated a guy who was 18 years older than me, and most incredible guy. Was he any mature than a 25-year-old I've spoken to?
Probably not.
No. As far as I'm concerned, it's down to life experience. It's down to the individual, what your morals are.
Yeah, but then you're going to get 20-year-olds talking about I'm mature, and really they're like 12.
Yeah, like 20, you're not necessarily going to have that life experience. Do you know what I mean? Like, but once you're hitting 25, I feel that's where the majority of people are normally coming into learning who they are. Yeah.
So you would. I'm guessing her answer is yes, she would date someone.
Been there, done that. Yeah.
And mine is.
But I'm not limiting to older either.
No.
Like, just.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just to clarify, I would not date somebody who's 13 to 16 years younger than me.
No. Oh my God. How important is sex to you in a romantic relationship? I take it really seriously. More so the older I'm getting, the more I'm like. More so the bigger my following is getting, the more I'm like, I need to keep it close to me. It's not for any other reason other than I genuinely believe that when you sleep with someone, a part of your souls are exchanged, and I'm not trying to just sleep with someone and have their negative energy and their negative soul just all up inside of me. I'm way too positive for that. So I think it's really important. I think it adds more layers and more depth to the relationship. For me,
there's a different kind of trust, which leads to a different kind of expression.
A big kind of trust. You've let them into your entire soul, and this is my belief. I mean, obviously, yeah. Yes, it's a much deeper level of trust. So it is, to me, probably one of the most important parts of a romantic relationship.
Can you sacrifice great sex for a perfect man? Right? I thought this was
yes. I think you can. Men,
see, I actually
men
differ.
are like, I think men are like sponges, and I think men can learn. And I think if you are someone that is, you know how to put it down, and you know what you're doing in bed, and you know what you like, you can teach him.
So for me though, it's like, if the sex is whack, I'm sorry, but that probably would be a breaking point. It would, because it's down to connection, and it's exchanging of souls and energies on a certain frequency. But maybe he just doesn't know
what to do.
No, because it's not about experience. That's what the biggest thing.
No, it's not about experience. Some people just don't know what to do.
This is the biggest thing I've learnt with sex and it is about a connection. So you might have sex with someone, but you can still feel a connection. It might not be the best sex in the world, but you feel a connection. And you can work on that and improve it, and you get to know each other and you can build on it, etc, etc. But if the sex is whack, there is a problem, because you're not on the same vibe. Do you get what I'm saying?
I'm going to throw that back out to you guys. What do you guys think? Cliffhanger question mark. When super popular / well known, do you find it hard to keep / find a relationship? Yes. So.
But can I just... I'm butting in.
Go on.
Do you find it's harder because of being well known, or just because you're getting older?
Both. Both. I think it's harder on the well-known side of things. I think it's hard because I don't trust anyone even before I even had social media. I found it really hard to trust people. I trust very few. Her being one of them. Her definitely being one of them. I've had friends that have broken my trust in school. So where I struggle to trust people, being known amplifies that by 10 trillion.
What my view now on trust very much is, I've gone through a lot of soul searching over the last 3 years. Like, I came out of a very long-term relationship. I was completely lost, and I have done a lot of work, do you know what I mean? And it got me to the point, one day I remember I was thinking about trust, and I was like, how can we ever trust? Because our trust will continually be broken for the rest of our lives. Do you know what I mean? But I often talk about living a life without any expectations on anybody else, and that's the way to live.
Yeah,
but as soon as you trust someone, you're putting an expectation on somebody
to not hurt you, to not break you.
You're giving a responsibility outside of your control. The more you understand yourself, and the more true you can become to yourself, you're able to make wiser judgments, I believe, on others. And don't get me wrong, you're still going to get hurt.
To answer the part of, do you find it hard to keep a relationship? No. I don't think being well known or anything has a factor if you are not the type of person to publicly share your relationship. I think it makes it harder to keep it when you publicly do, because if you're someone that shares your whole relationship and allow other people to influence you and get involved and poke holes and accuse your boyfriend or your girlfriend of doing this, then yes, that is when it's hard to keep it. But it's not hard to keep a relationship if you keep it between the two people in the relationship.
But then again, if your relationship is truly real, then if something on social media or somebody is going to make it harder for you, then that's not the right relationship. I'm not saying I don't post anything on social media, like I keep my private life private, but the fact is, if something's going to mess up your relationship, it's because your relationship's not right.
Fact. Oh my god, wait. Would you insist in being friends with a guy that you knew for certain was interested in you in obviously more than like a friendship kind of way?
I mean, to be fair, I don't really understand the question.
Okay, so say you're in a relationship. This is how I've interpreted it. You're in a relationship and one of your guy friends has made it very clear that they want you, they like you, they're interested in you in that way. Would you then insist on remaining their friend, or would you be like, okay, no, out of sheer respect, I'm gonna have to cut you off because, well...
Okay. I mean, it completely depends on, like, their intentions, your intentions. Like, if a guy likes you, or you like your guy friend, but you know that it's not gonna happen, and you're okay to accept that, then why can't you remain friends?
You hold on to friendships simply because of how long you've known them, even if you're both growing in different directions.
Yes, like if you have care and love for someone, it doesn't mean they need to be within your circle of your 5 closest friends. Like, I've got friends who are people that I don't necessarily see eye to eye with all the time. I mean, there's probably a bit of a divide whether they're friends or acquaintances, but say somebody I've known for the last 15 years, I've got a lot of love for them, like, I wish them all the best in life. I don't hang around with them no more because we're completely different people. But I'm not going to just cut them off. Like, if they needed me, I've got you.
Is like a key part to that question. Like, I agree with Tori in the sense of, like, if we're going in different directions, then...
You just love from a distance.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a distant friendship. But if we're growing to a point that we actually don't see eye to eye anymore, and our friendship is no longer a genuine friendship because we just can't understand each other and we're not good together anymore, then no, I'm not going to force the friendship to stay there if we are no longer even compatible as friends. How do you deal with someone breaking your trust? Would you walk away or attempt to fix things? And I'm guessing this question is in a generic concept of both relationships and friendships. So how would you deal with someone breaking your trust? Would you walk away or do you settle?
I mean, I think that's a very generalized question, and you completely need I can't speak today. Context. You need to look at the context of it, yeah. Like I said, the example I gave, if a friend has gone and told you a secret, have they done it intentionally or not? Do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm very much a person, I don't hold on to any kind of resentment. Don't get me wrong, I get angry, I get upset, but I get over it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So even if somebody, like, we've both experienced cheating in the past, I think majority of people have experienced cheating at some point, and you know what? I don't hate on you. You fucked up. You probably lost me. Well, I'm single, so you lost me. And you know what? I just pray you learn your lesson. Like,
I do agree. I also think it depends on the other party. I think if the other party is willing to be like, look,
generally remorseful,
right, and they're like, look, I did do this, I've learnt my lesson, I shouldn't have done it, I want to rectify things, then bam, we're rectifying things. If they're like, no,
there's
I
only
don't
so many
care.
times you can allow them to do that, though. Just also to note, a lot of people will act remorseful because it's the right thing to do rather than actually meaning it. So again, it goes back to knowing yourself enough and to understanding what you will and won't stand for and what your gut tells you.
Is it possible for a situationship to lead to a relationship? And what is our opinion on situationships?
Are we talking about friends with benefits?
So a friend of mine uploaded a quote onto Instagram, and the quote was, "The relationships that last are based on friendships, not lust or attraction. If you're moved by lust and attraction, you won't be in a relationship, you'll be in a situationship." So I think it's more that it's just pure physical attraction.
If you have a romantic interest in that person and you use friends as a benefit to try and get that person to see you in a different way, then that's wrong.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get the outcome that you want. You are going to be in a situationship where the person is thinking that your intentions are different.
It's possible, because after you have been just attracted to each other just on the lust and attraction basis, you then do start to like see things in them that you do prefer. You start going on dates, you start going out, you're spending more and more time alone, you get to know them one-on-one. But then it's a case of, is that all it is?
It's really hard to generalize it with one brush, because every situation is different. Every situationship, every relationship. Like, I do think that for relationships to last, they do need to be founded through a friendship. Not necessarily as in, I don't mean you need to be friends first, but you need to enjoy being around that person. It needs to be, you have
to have a friendship.
Yeah, it has to be about more than sex. So,
the answer is yes. Me and Tori will probably do more videos like this anyway. Just discussion videos.
I'm joking.
We like to hear our own voices and each other's. Obviously. But I think we covered maybe 10 questions roughly. A lot of the questions that people did send in were about relationships. If you guys have any more questions about friendships and you want to comment them below, or you want to message any of us and do anything like that, then do say.
Mindset, problems in life,
anything and everything. I'm glad I got to refilm this, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I hope it gives you some insight. Remember, can I just say, these are our opinions. These are not exactly how it's supposed to be. These are not exactly how everyone's supposed to follow it. These are our opinions on the situations, both from lack of experience and from just general knowledge of the world.
We'll keep it real.
You know, we're just saying what we think. Hope you guys understand that. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Bye.